Okay, so just as a little preface to this video, much of this was recorded like after the shorts that I posted on YouTube with, all the individual status updates where I was trying to figure stuff out. So technically this is sort of more of a sequel video to all of those, but at the same time it's also rehashing some of the stuff that was covered. I honestly do not remember which video clip is what because I recorded all of this during a very hectic few weeks, so yeah, there's nothing longer than I think, 7 minutes of recording at a time. So it's all just scattered, and I'm gonna try my best to try and make it somewhat cohesive in this fuller video, I guess. So yeah, enjoy the video, I guess. Alright, so I have gone ahead and put more banks of memory in, and as you can see in a moment, it's all working still. This was recorded just after the short where I found out that everything was inexplicably working. And yeah, you can see 192 kilobytes of RAM, but as you can also see, there are bad bits, and I discovered that it is this chip, the parity RAM chip, that is bad. So if I just turn this off, and give me a moment, I gotta mount the phone on the tripod while I swap out the chips. Sorry for shaky camera. Yeah, I'm just gonna replace it with one of these, which is just a relabeled 4164 that I got off eBay for cheap. It's relabeled, but it works, so whatever. If I pull that out and then put this in, then if we go back to here and turn it on, then give it a moment. It does multiple RAM tests, so yeah. Also, why does it say diagnostics? I just noticed that. Yeah, no memory error found. There we go. Yeah, okay. It all works. So, save for that one bad RAM chip, so far everything is working. And once again, the postcard is actually working, because this diagnostic ROM does output postcodes. And yeah, I'll get back to you once I make another breakthrough, I guess. Okay, and now I have all of the RAM from the Rustbucket PC's board installed, and guess what? Save for this one chip here, it all passes. Come on, focus. There we go. So, yeah, only one bad 4164 DRAM IC out of the entire batch. So, yeah, things are now going pretty good, though I have pretty good reason to suspect at this point that this board probably has something wrong with it, because even after I tried putting the CPU from this onto this, I'm just not really getting any activity. And once again, the 8088 from this board originally was so just corroded that, yeah, the pin broke off. Anyway, yeah, you can hear the tests just looping back through now. And yeah, now I have a working 8088 board, so I guess I'll go ahead and start testing some other stuff on it. So for my next test, I have gone ahead and stuck the original IBM PC ROMs on the board, and as you're about to see in a moment, look at that, it's booting! Give it a moment. Yeah, hi camera. You can see my reflection. And there we go. IBM Personal Computer Basic. It's very washed out again as it was before, but come on, there we go. And not only that, but the keyboard works. And this is a Model F XT, so it's exactly what this sort of system is built for. And there we go. Oh, syntax error. I did not mean to do that. Okay, let's rewrite 10. I know it's really hard to see right now, but yeah. I'm just excited right now. Just a basic hello world. Oh, hello world, I guess. Yeah, I just mistyped. Okay, let's run again. And there we go. Lots of hello worlds. And then I can just do control break to stop. And yeah, it all works. So let me just mount it back on the tripod. What I'm going to be testing next is the floppy controller. So let's see if it can boot off of a disk. So since I already have stuff installed and set up and stuff, I'm just going to go ahead and stick the controller in. And let's hope that this works. And I already have a disk in the drive as well, so we'll see what happens. So there's going to be nothing for a little moment as it counts up the RAM. Okay. Oh, looks like it doesn't detect the floppy drive at all. Okay.
Let's try a different controller. So, this is going to be my GSI quad floppy controller that I'm using to remove the BIOS chip in it because it is not, in fact, XT compatible. I already tried it earlier. And let's go ahead and open the floppy cable. I'm getting this off camera, sorry. Oh, and about the tripod, as usual. Plug in. Plug into the drive. Okay, let's try again.
So now I have the GSI quad floppy controller installed instead of the stock floppy controller. And I know that it works with the GLaBIOS. Oh. Okay, I guess the PC BIOS doesn't recognize it. Okay, that's interesting. So let's swap back to GLaBIOS, which is an open source project that's worked on and maintained by 640 kilobytes over on GitHub and also on Discord. They were very helpful in helping me try and figure out what went wrong with this thing originally. So it was mostly just figuring out, hey, I think there's a RAM problem. Anyway, let's get this ROM plugged back into the socket. That is firmly in there now. And let's boot again. So we have GLaBIOS again. Oh, yep, and we got life. And apparently it's still booting straight into basic. Okay. So it does not want to boot from floppy, apparently. Long story short, do not put a CRT right next to the logic board of a floppy drive, and do remember to use the correct BIOS when you're using a PC XT clone. So guess what? I found the cause for the floppy drive weirdness. So, as you can see right now, the CRT is turned on, and if I turn the system on, it'll attempt to boot. And yeah, sometimes it does work, but in this case it says non-system disk or disk error. But if I just turn off the CRT and reboot, it starts booting from the floppy. And so I think what's going on here is that the CRT is giving off some EMI interference, or yeah, just interference. And considering how the electronics of the floppy drive are right there facing the CRT, I think that's just causing some weird data corruption or something when it's running. And yeah, as you can see here, it's working now. And if I Control-Alt-Delete again, with the CRT turned on now, non-system disk or disk error. So yeah, it was interference the entire time. So yeah, I guess this thing is completely working now. And yeah, that's all for this bit of video, I guess. I've been recording so many just disjointed segments of experimentation instead of just one long video. So yeah, thanks for watching, and either until next time or until the next clip, I guess. Okay, so here's yet another one of these little tiny clips of video. So anyway, now that I know that the floppy is working, for the most part, I am now testing the expansion card for the memory, and guess what? It completely passes. No bad chips at all on the memory expansion board. And I know that it's really hard to see, but for some reason it's saying that the system BIOS is failing, and I don't know, you are the system BIOS. You aren't failing. Anyway, yeah, that's one more card that works. And as far as the stock floppy controller goes, I think that this D765 chip on it might be dead, because the floppy drive is able to like be controlled, but it's unable to read any kind of data off of it. So yeah, for now I'm just using this card, which despite being a combo floppy plus hard drive card, it works just fine. And yeah, as you can see, I also moved the CRT away from the floppy drive, so it's no longer doing any kind of weird interference that's causing it to not boot. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it for now. I have tested everything that I can test. The hard drive, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to test until I recap it, as well as replace that like obliterated resistor on it. But I do not know what the value of that resistor is, so I don't know. Hard drive might be sitting non-functional for a long time. I don't know. Okay, yeah,